Hello, cardboard fans! Have you ever wondered what to look for when investing in sealed products? It may come as no surprise, but look for a great land cycle. Throughout Magic's history, lands have notoriously held their value and thus also carried the value of the sets they belonged to. So stay tuned for more tips on what to look for when buying sealed products.
So this is Icoria. This set came out in April of 2020. In fact, it's believed it only had about 2 print runs. So this box is something you might consider buying for the Triumphs, which has had a sudden peak in prices again because the recent set of Streets of New Capenna also included Triumphs. So somebody went back, a lot of people actually went back to get the old Triumph. Apart from the Triumphs, we also have a theme of monsters, and the box topper is actually a part of the Godzilla cards. So the box topper will be an interesting Godzilla card. Some of the cards had a really interesting comic book style, and there was a new mechanic introduced that was called Mutate. If we have a look at the expected value of this box right now, as of May 2022, it's looking around $160. And if you look at the box price, you can actually go on TCG Player, which isn't necessarily the cheapest, and get it for around $123. So there's definitely still a lot of value in this pack. There's a nice spread in the value among some of the cards, so it isn't just one single card. And we think could be a really interesting buy to keep for the future.
So in Icoria, some of the cards worth mentioning. We have Winota Join Our Forces. It's a really good card. It's a powerhouse of a card. Excellent for Commander. We have the Osneth for an artifact card to play with a lot of 1/1 counters. We have Shark Typhoon, and we have the 5 Triumphs.
So this is Zendikar Rising, a set that came out in September of 2020. And this is a really interesting set. It's a lot of fun to open, and most of the value is in the box toppers. The box toppers contain a lot of different cards, but in total they were called the expedition cards, and they're bonus cards that are outside the set itself. There are 30 of them, and some of the most interesting are the 10 fetch lands. They had a really nice special treatment, so they have a lot of exclusivity in that way. First set to have the set boosters. So with this set was also introduced the list, and the list is a sum of cards from older sets that are reprinted and randomly inserted into the booster pack. For this set, we have an expected value of 113 on average, and the box price is around $97 if you go on TCG Player. So this is one of the boxes that we have decided to keep sealed for now, even though we've already enjoyed opening a few of these because they are really fun.
Some cards to look for in Zendikar Rising would be Agadeem's Awakening, Omnath, Locus of Creation, and the Pathway. I'm especially fond of the Pathways. I think there are some really cheap but also kind of good lands at the moment. You have the flexibility to choose whether it comes in as this or that color mana. But all in all, the real appeal in Zendikar Rising lies in the Expedition box top.
This set is Jumpstart, and Jumpstart is a really fun new product and a new way that Magic introduced that we could play it. It has a shuffle and play theme. It's about taking 2 random boosters from the box and just shuffling them up, and then you can go and play. There's 24 boosters per box and 20 cards per pack, and it's a really fun sort of box and the first of its kind. It came out in October of 2020, and in these packs they're differently themed. So there's packs that are themed around Phyrexian monsters, unicorns, dogs, all kinds of different themes. And for each of the different themes, there's also a basic mana that had some special art created. And among the most wanted and desirable is the Phyrexian land. It's a really fun box. It's a fun play experience. And right now the expected value is around $100. And if you go on TCG Player to buy this box right now, as of May 2022, it will cost you around $91. So a lot of value in this box, and definitely one we expect to keep sealed for the future.
What to look for in Jumpstart when you crack those boosters? Look for Allosaurus Shepherd, only printed in Jumpstart. It's an awesome elf card, which I unfortunately do not have yet. You can also look for Craterhoof Behemoth. It's originally printed in Ares and Restored and Modern Masters 17, and also reprinted here in Jumpstart. It's an absolute beast and a finisher for a lot of elven decks. Rhystic Study, original from Prophecy. In Prophecy, Rhystic Study was a common card, but it has been upgraded to a rare card in Jumpstart, and you can only find Rhystic Study in Prophecy and in Jumpstart, so that's a good find if you should be lucky enough to get it on your booster packs. You can also look for Exquisite Blood. That card is also original from Everson Restored and reprinted in Jumpstart. It's a really good card in commander decks, and you can use it to make a lot of combos that can end games quickly. Phyrexian Tower is a great sacrifice land. You can use it to generate black mana by sacrificing creatures. Phyrexian Tower is originally printed in Urza's Saga and is reprinted in Jumpstart. You can only find the Phyrexian Tower in these two sets. Other cards worth mentioning, which are unique to Jumpstart, is Muxus, a Goblin Lord, Branching Evolution, a great card for building 1/1 counters, and Emil the Blessed, a good card for flickering.
And this set would be Commander Legends. It's a really fun set, and it came out in November of 2020. And the value here is the cards, and also the spread of value among the cards, but because it isn't just one card holding up the value here. The theme of this was all things Commander, so there's a lot of different cards, a lot of different interesting Commander cards, and this set introduced the first edge foil treatment. So this was the first time that we got to see edge foil cards, and for the next set of Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, we will again see a lot of edge cards. As of right now, the expected value in this box is around $100, and the box price is around $118 for the market price if you go on TCG Player. It had a few different interesting things. Among them is the land cycle. It had the crowd lands at the rare. So this is a really fun set, but the most important thing about it is in the cards. So let's hear more about
what to look for in Commander Legends. Should you be really lucky, look for the Jeweled Lotus. Jeweled Lotus is insanely high priced at the moment, so be ready for some reprints. But still, if you get it, you're really lucky, because the Jeweled Lotus is essentially a Black Lotus for the Commander format. Another card to look for is Mana Drain. You can also look for Vampiric Tutor, a great tutor in black. There's also Sakashima and Jeska's Will and Commander's Plate. All of these cards are highly priced, and as we mentioned before, the card value spread and the card price in this set is really, really good. Other things to look for: the crowd lands. They are essentially dual lands for the Commander format, since they do not enter the battlefield tapped if you have two or more opponents. So that was some of the booster boxes we have chosen to invest in, and that's because they check out some of the one or more of the criteria we look for when we choose what to invest in and what to keep. And those criteria were land cycle, good box toppers, card value, value spread, and a limited print run.
And you should also really remember to buy the booster boxes from the sets that you enjoy opening yourself. If you really, really like this booster and it's sitting on your shelf and it's still not going up in value, the chances of you being really patient and waiting for it to pick up in value are a lot larger and greater if you really love the set.